I hit record.
I can see that we're recording. Okay, just a few technical difficulties. So thank you to Randy for helping us get this call recorded. Really excited for everyone to hear it. So thank you. So I'm Carly Alves. I just want to quickly share my story. For those of you who haven't heard it before, I'll just give you a little bit of background about how I got started in Beachbody coaching. I actually, in June of 2012, Andrea, I was watching her story unfold and was watching all these posts about Beachbody and these workouts. And when I first reached out to her, I had it in my head that she was doing workouts in Adele and that I could just drive to Adele once a week. I could figure out how to make that work. And she messaged me back and said, "Okay, silly, it's all home-based stuff. You can do this on your own. You don't have to come out and see me." So I got started with Turbo Jam and Shakeology. I had just finished my master's degree working online to get my master's degree in nursing. And so I had literally sat on my butt for 2 years. Not kidding. No walking, no anything. I sat on my rear for 2 years. And so getting back into fitness was huge for me. It's something I needed very badly at that time. So kind of gave me a kickstart. I did some of Turbo Jam. I started drinking Shakeology, but I had all kinds of excuses. And I'm pretty sure that by the end of the year, I'm sure by December, I had quit drinking Shakeology. And I had this stockpile of it because I had this excuse that I didn't have a good blender, which was such a sorry excuse, but it's the one that I used. And so I just completely stopped. But that year I did end up running, it was either 2 or 3 5K races. So I did get back into that fitness routine and I did start running, which is a whole new thing for me. So then in September of 2013, I decided I was ready to start drinking Shakeology again. That was my big thing, was that I knew that that was good for me. I knew it helped with my cravings of sweets. I knew it helped me with better nutrition. And so I signed back up. I signed up to be a coach and ordered Shakeology. I didn't even get another challenge pack. I didn't know I could do that. And so when Andrea reached back out to me and said, "What are you doing?" I paid way more money than I needed to, but I was ready to get started again. So I don't even remember what program I ordered at that point. I think I even ordered another program, maybe T25, I'm not sure. But I committed to working out. I committed to the programs and to drinking Shakeology every day. I got a magic bullet. So I didn't have an excuse any longer. And so that's what happened in September. And then after that first month, I didn't pay out of pocket for a single month of Shakeology. I got my shakes paid for from the get-go. So that was a huge first goal. And so then in January, when the Cancun trip came about, I went all in. That's when I said, I'm going to Cancun. I'm going to Cancun. And so in April, I'm working on passports now. Rod and I are going to Cancun in April for that trip. So it seemed like every month I was committing to Diamond, trying to get there. And it was finally in December. I got to be home for 6 weeks. Had to be, I don't know. It turned into a got to be on a medical leave. And that was really my moment of that this was a potential reality for my life and being a full-time Beachbody coach. I enjoyed being home very much. Didn't realize I would like it that much, and that's what I want. I want to be able to be home full-time and just go to work as a nurse when I want to. So I focused really hard on the 3 vital behaviors. 2 of them are solid for me. There's 2 I don't have to worry about, but I really got down that invite piece. And so that's why I wanted to talk about the 3 vital behaviors today. let's see. I have big goals that I was afraid to say even to myself before this point. And so I will be Diamond by January 29th. I'm committed. I've finally committed to that, and I will get there. So that's where I'm at. So I'm choosing to talk about the 3 vital behaviors in this order. The first one is personal development. And I put that one first because I think it's the most important thing you can do. And my journey to this point actually started with personal development, probably before I even decided to be a coach. I knew that where I was as an individual and in my life as a whole, I was not where I should be. I was not doing what made me happy. I wasn't a happy person. And so I started working on myself before I decided to do this. It's the most important thing you can do for yourself and for your business. If you commit to being here a year from now, you will not be the same person you are today, and your business will not be the same that it is today. I guarantee you that. If you commit to being here a year from now, nothing will be the same. So I strongly believe that personal development, 10 to 30 minutes a day, is the best thing you can do for yourself. I always keep a book going. So I always have a book either on my Kindle or by my bedside, and that's always going. Let's see. I always, in my pickup, I have podcasts going to and from town to work or an audio book. So I rarely listen to the radio. I always have those 2 things going. I do reread books on occasion. In fact, right now I'm rereading You're a Badass by Jen Sincero. Uplifting, and but I think it's always good to catch something new, and to be, getting into something different rather than just rereading things. I think rereading is good because you do get new things out of it, but to keep moving forward and to keep a good list going. That's what I do. I have over here, I'm pointing to the right, but I have my board, and part of that board is my personal development list. And anytime I see someone in our group, any of our groups post a book that they've loved or that maybe I think will speak to me, I write it on that list, so that can be the next thing that I order or whatever. There are some books that I just can't read. I have a horrible time reading Dave Ramsey, but I can listen to Dave Ramsey all day long on his discs and on podcasts. So just because you can't read it, don't give up on it. Maybe try listening to that person. And if they don't speak to you, they don't speak to you, and that's totally okay. Move on to the next person or the next author or the next whatever. Let's see. Mix it up. So you want to be learning new stuff, something you're weak in, like finances or learning about Facebook or, something practical that we need to add to our life. But then you also have to hit on the emotional side. You have to find something that speaks to you emotionally and work on your psyche and your emotions. That's what will keep you connected to your why and that belief in yourself. This week I struggled with personal development, and I noticed by yesterday, so Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I didn't do a lot of my personal development. And so by yesterday, I was really starting to get into my head and question myself and those wonders come back so easily. Wonder, can I do this? Can I really make it? Am I good enough? Will people want to follow me? Those come back so easily. So last night, as soon as I got home, I jumped right back into my book, and I listened to some podcasts yesterday while I was at work where I had some busy work. And so I did a couple podcasts just sitting there. I only heard about half of it, but it got me back to where I needed to be. And I think we can turn it around that quickly too, just by jumping right back into it. If you guys listen to Shalene, I know that those of you that are on the call do, but she says this all the time, and I'm going to say it to you too. Get counseling. If that's what I mean, all of us need it in some way, but that is where I started with this journey, you guys, is I found this wonderful spiritual counselor, and it wasn't for the spiritual part, but I needed that in my life. I needed somebody to be tough with me and to get real with me and to help me find that path I needed to be on and to really help me discover myself. And I know that's hard in rural America. I know it's hard to find someone, but if you're struggling, get a counselor. It is so helpful. And then for those of you who are newbies, don't forget things like the 30-day push, or if you're doing some kind of other personal development group or coaching session or something like that, that counts as your personal development. So don't overwhelm yourself with this. Okay, enough about that. Well, so some of my favorite personal development podcasts are Brendan Burchard. If you don't follow Brendan Burchard, he's great on Facebook and in podcast. Of course, the Shalene Show, Dave Ramsey, and then some of my favorite books. Oh gosh, those go-to books: GoPro, The Compound Effect, You're a Badass by Jen Sincero. I'll just keep a list going, and we continuously add to that. So next is be proof the product works. Be a product of the product. Share your journey, you guys. People are watching. If you're just getting started, don't hesitate to use that Team Beachbody, the Super Gym. It allows you to post, to pick your workout, and then you can share it to Facebook. I did that every day for probably 90 days. And I thought, oh my God, this is so boring. People are not even seeing this. But the one thing I remember is a gal at work stopped me one day in the hall and she said, do you really work out every day? You post it, but do you really do that every day? And I said, I do. I really, truly do. And she said, okay, we have to talk. So they're watching that. Even if that's all you have time to do is to post from the Super Gym to Facebook that that's what you did for the day, do it. Let's see, drink your Shakeology just like you're doing your workouts. That is just building your confidence in the product, and it shows you about something that works for you. You're promoting something that has changed your life or is changing your life. You want to follow the programs as they're set up and designed. Those fitness programs, you want to follow that calendar. You want to do the 60 days as it's set up, at least for your first round or two of that program. After you've done it a time or two, then you can interject PIO with your running routine, or T25 and PIO, or whatever programs you really enjoy. Then you can interject those with other things, but you really need to understand the program to be a product of the product and to help people with it. Enter the Beachbody Challenge. For each program that you do, there's motivation to complete that program when you've entered that contest, and then you get the t-shirt to show it off. You get that free t-shirt to say, yeah, I completed the entire thing. You want to do it too. And again, share that journey on Facebook, in pictures, in your posts. People are watching how it affects your life. Okay, so then the last one is the invite piece. And I want you guys, I'm going to present it this way. Instead of invite, I want you to do invite, connect, invite. And when you start really struggling with this piece, because you will, I promise that you'll struggle with this piece, I want you to just replace all of the invites with connect, connect, connect. That's the piece that during the 6 weeks that I was off, that I really focused on, and it helped me so much. This is the hardest piece for all of us, and it's hardest finding consistency in it. So when we talk invite, connect, invite, I want the first invite to be that you are just friending 2 to 5 new people on social media every day, adding 2 new friends to Facebook, 2 new friends on Instagram, following 2 new people, getting 2 new followers, whatever. 2 to 5 every single day. Then for connecting, that's all you're doing. You're reaching out and connecting with either 2 of those new people who accepted your friend request, somebody you haven't been in touch with for a long time, somebody that shows up on your news feed. You're connecting with them in a personal message. 2 new people, that's it. 2 new people every single day. You reach out to them, you compliment them, you ask them about their life, you form with them. Beachbody has the form concept for us to follow. You just ask how they're doing, and that you've seen their posts. I know you've heard this before, but be interested, not interesting. Ask lots of questions. Your only goal is to connect and keep this conversation going. I heard this from 2 wise women, Andrea and Nicole, but that's your only goal, is keep the conversation going. Do not even think about Beachbody. You don't want to mention it. You don't want to bring it up. You just want to become a part of their life and become close with a new friend again, or an old friend. Many times they're going to bring it up first. They're going to ask you about what you're doing because they've seen your posts. And they're going to bring it up. So then the third part of it is invite again. This is where you're going to invite to your challenge group. So you have to have a date. You always have to have a date that you're focusing on for your next challenge group. Mine is next week on the 26th. I'm starting 21 Day Fix again. And so I've been talking about that. And then again on February 16th, I'm going to start Max 30 myself. So that's when I want to start my next group, is on February 16th. So I'll be talking about that next. So for those of the people that you have a relationship with, or those that you've been connecting with, you want to ask if they'd like to hear more about your challenge group. You just reach out to them and say, hey, I've got this next challenge group starting. We support each other. Do you want to hear more? You're inviting them to the challenge group and you're inviting them to hear more. That's it. Do not spew Beachbody all over them. Do not spew 21 Day Fix all over them. Do not spew PIO or Shakeology all over them. Ask them what you can share with them and get permission. Sharing something that they don't want to hear without them saying yes does you no good. Sharing something unwanted with me, it's not going to do any good to just spew it all over me. I need to be engaged first before I accept that video from you. And so think about that they need to want to hear it before you just give them. And then use those videos. Use the videos that we have given to us by Beachbody. They explain it way better than we do. Use the Ever Feel Like This video, an Intro to Team Beachbody video, and the videos that explain the programs, once they've given you permission to send it. And once they've given you permission, they're way more likely to watch it and remain engaged with you. In addition to those videos, get them on a 3-way call, or start a Facebook chat with one of us, with your upline coach. Start those conversations with us and let us really be your consultant, because that's all we are at that point, is a consultant for you. And instead of you talking with your friend and trying to get them to join you, let us be the consultants that we are, and ask the questions and be interested in their life as well, and let them talk about themselves by being on the phone or by chatting with them. Let's see. Oh my gosh, this is my favorite part, and you guys have heard it 1,000 times. But the fortune is in the follow-up, and I'm not even kidding. The fortune is in the follow-up. So once they've said, yes, I'd like to watch the video, or yes, let's start a chat, and then they fall off the radar for a couple of days, don't get all freaked out that they hate you and they can't believe you contacted them and they don't know what you're talking about. You can get yourself all psyched up and weirded out. Just think their life must be so busy. They need me to check back and remind them. They saw the message, but they were in the middle of walking down the hall at work while 3 other people were talking to them. They were in the middle of tubbing their kids when that message came through, and they totally forgot that you sent it to them. Follow up in a couple days and just say, hey, I didn't forget about you. I'm still here. What questions can I answer? What else can I do for you? What did you think of the video? What was your favorite part of the video? Just stay in contact with them. They're not offended that that you've sent them the video or that you've contacted them. They are just busy. They're just busy. That's it. Stay in contact. The fortune is in the follow-up. This has happened so many times. I can't even believe it. You have to, they're expecting you to stay in touch with them. So truly, these are the only 3 things you have to do. There's so much information out there in this business. There's so much you can get sidetracked on, so many squirrels you can follow, but truly, these 3 things is all it takes. And it can happen every day. Figure out what consistency is for you in inviting. For me, my consistency is about 4 days a week on Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. That's when I do most of my inviting, connecting, and inviting, because that's when I have time to. But it's more than those 2 to 5 people. It's close, more like 5 to 8 people on those 4 days. So whatever gets you to that number, that average number a week, figure out what consistency is for you and what you can fit in your life. But do these 3 things, and that's all you have to do. And you'll start to see things happen. Anything else you guys want me to talk about or questions you have that you think would be helpful for me to answer?
I thought it was great. Thank you, Carly. I don't have any
talking. Okay, thanks, Randy. And can you upload it?
Yes.
Is that what you did with yours?
I'm having a hard time getting the first one to Andrea, but we'll figure it out somehow. We need to do like a Google Drive, I think, or something.
Okay.
Yes. So we'll
okay. Thank you so much for doing that, recording it.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Okay, ladies.